Right, earlier we brought you a report that the DG of the PCC of the Labour Party, Doyin Okupe, has now paid 13 million naira fine after the Federal High Court in Abuja found the Director General of the Peter Obi campaign organization, Doyin Okupe, guilty of receiving over 200 million naira cash from National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki. The court also sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment. For more on this development, let's bring in a legal practitioner, Olayinka Ola, who joins us live via Zoom from Lagos. Good to have you join us.
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, a lot of people had thought that this case had died because there has been a lull. At some point, we saw a lot of reports coming in or issues around Dasuki, and then it all went really quiet. What's your thoughts on this latest development surrounding this case?
Well, it is a good one to have this. It is clear to all the people that think that the judiciary has compromised and that nothing comes out anytime that they said that some people have been arrested or prosecuted and we don't get any result. But at least this has vindicated the judiciary to state that, look, work is going on. Because, the way people anticipate to see judgment being delivered almost immediately. It doesn't work like that. And we can see that even it may be slow, but surely justice will be done. And that is one of the, numerous cases that we can see today of the DG of the Labour Party, that's Dr. Doyin Okupe. It is clear that, okay, the judiciary is working, it was prosecuted, was arraigned in court by EFCC, and we can see the result today. Well, it's a welcome development, and we believe strongly that we will have more like this in time to come.
But there are two issues here I want to raise quickly, because there are those who are wondering why. Again, you have said that the judiciary is not compromised, but people are wondering why this issue had to drag so long to the point where verdict is not being given barely 2 months to the election. And the person in question is a presidential candidate, is a presidential campaign council DG. And so people are wondering whether it has a political undertone. But I want you to speak to that and also speak to the sentencing itself.
Yeah, it's funny when we hear things like this. And the question is, when they say, oh, something has a political undertone, the question we always ask, was this person arraigned in 2022? If it was arraigned if this was from 2019 thereabout, and the court had to take its own process, there are several applications that are being filed here and there, and there's no such case. You don't expect it to be concluded under a few months or maybe under a year. So of course I'm not sitting at the bench, so I'm not in a position to state why it took that long. But saying that because of a political, if they wanted to nab anyone, I don't think should be Doyin Okupe if it's about political undertone. And I think this conspiracy, we have to be careful when we just raise issue, because the question that should be answered is, was it found culpable of against the section 16 subsection 1 and subsection 2 of the Money Laundering Act? If it's yes, so when the timing when we hear the timing is wrong, so when is the appropriate time? When is the best time to have a verdict? If the court is done, if trial had been concluded, if everybody had closed their cases and a judgment is prepared to be made, I don't understand. Do we have to wait till 2023 just because there's some, we have election coming up in 2023. So we have to wait till 2024 or after the election to give. Don't forget that judiciary is independent of whatever, and the judiciary is not to any political parties. They are not politicians. With the judiciary, they do their job. So when it is time to deliver, they have done their job. They have delivered.
All right, but let me quickly jump in here. I get the point you're trying to make, but there are those who are also, that's one hand, but there are those who are also wondering whether the sentence it's fit enough for the crime, because here we're talking about 200 million naira being received from monies meant for security. And so 13 million naira fine paid, he's not going to be sentenced to he's not going to serve the 2 years imprisonment. How appropriate is that for the crime?
Yeah, there's also a misconception. The issue here, Doyin Okupe did not steal 200 million. And that is not the judgment of the court. And that is not the prayer. Because the court will not give you what you never pray for. We are talking about collecting 200 million, over 200 million cash, which is against the Money Laundering Act, Section 16, subsection 1 and subsection 2, meaning that no individual should collect more than 5 million. And if you have to do that, you go through a financial institution. He did not go through financial institution because there was no evidence that could be, that could prove that he did that. So if he didn't go through that. So what he has done, he has collected more than what is stipulated in that Money Laundering Act. So he did not steal the money. So people should also understand that all these these things, judgments are not. It's not for stealing. If it's for stealing, it's another case entirely. They never said that, oh, this money, he laundered the money, or he stole the money, or he embezzled the money. That is not the case. The case is he received cash more than the amount he was supposed to receive as an individual. Through, if it's cash, if he's not going through financial institution, if it's financial, he went through that, of course, there won't be any issue of this money laundering we are talking about. So if people are looking at, the sentences, that was the reason why the court, if you look at it, that was the reason why he gave the option of paying that money. So, and they had to look option of fine. And that is how they had to look for the money to pay the fine. Because of what is stated in that act. It is not stealing, it didn't embezzle.
Thank you so much. I'm afraid we do have to leave it there. Olayinka Ola Daniels, it's always great to have you, your legal perspective on all of these issues and helping us clear all of these legal misconceptions that we'll have. Thank you so much for talking to us. Legal practitioner Olayinka Ola Daniels.